How we doing? Are we doing good? Are we connected? Bless me. Give me a blessing. Bless me. Oh, bless me. Yeah. Big bless, Alexandria. Welcome, big bless. Big bless to Bobby. Sorry, starting a little late. A little late in the game. A subtle sheet. Big bless! David Weinstock. Big bless!
Oh, big blessings. Wow!
Yeah, I wanna be blessed. Hey, Mom, can I be blessed
For Halloween. Oh, that'd be blessed for Halloween.
Wow. Welcome to your blessing. Sorry for the false start. I had some internet issues.
Not blessed.
Not
blessed. Wow.
But wow, do we have some good stuff today. A little bit different. Some stuff that's real different. Maybe just wait for a couple more people. Wait for another minute. I bless you, April. You are the Pumpkin King. If that's what you want to be. I'm the car dealer. Used cars. It'd be nice to see, I get a lot of these ads. I'm starting this like a stand-up bit. I get a lot of these ads on YouTube. You seen these? You heard about these? You heard about these ads on YouTube? And it's always these like hunks, these total hunky boys trying to tell me how to get rich quick. It'd be nice if you go to one of those and it's like, so here's what you do. You buy a bunch of used
Cars.
buy old cars, and then sell them. And that's the key to making a lot of money. Or if they just gave you like a very sound business plan, maybe involved higher education, and a business plan. That'd be good. Now that I could get into. All right. You all right? You get me? You feel me? All right. Here we go. Forex trading. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I do bless the hunks. I absolutely bless the hunks. Yeah, I mean, I was looking into like cryptocurrency the other night. I'm not gonna touch that. There's no way I'm getting into cryptocurrency. What's the DeFi? People are like, DeFi, buy DeFi, but then a bunch of it like crashed the day after, and I'm like, no way. David Weinstock. I have spent a lot of time in a Saturn. Custom stuff? Trippy, what do you do? What do you mean you're doing custom stuff? Isn't everything custom on some level? I'm gonna drink scotch, by the way, so whenever I take a sip of my
Kirach.
my corporeal form will probably freeze. It doesn't like when you sip things. Nope, it held on. Very nice. Poopcoin. Isn't there one called shitcoin? Ah, foreign currency trade. Okay, yes. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've heard about that. Is cereal soup? Well, that is milk broth. You know. Yeah. All right. Oh wow. We got enough people. What am I doing? What am I doing? Wasting your time here. Let's go. So I was thinking we could start with one of my favorite things to look into, which is tarot readings from the end of 2019. Because this one's very positive.
Welcome back to another one of my pick a card readings. Today's reading is going to be on what great things are happening for me in 2020. So we have 4 different piles to choose from. Starting with pile number 1, which is the moss agate.
It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be the best.
Pile number 2, which is the amethyst.
Wow.
Group number 3, which is the fancy jasper.
I
And
really
group
do
number
like
4,
the
which
cards
is the
she
green
uses. They're
avon
great.
or aventurine. All right, so just ask yourself what great things are happening for me in 2020, whichever number, whichever pile, whichever crystal you're feeling the most drawn to.
Can we get some
Acknowledgement, everybody.
Let's get a
Big acknowledgement for the
this little Thursday Boy stream. That was great. I mean, it was a test. It was just a test. It wasn't really a full, full thing. It was just to see if we get it all going, and we will get it on Twitch. But hey, how about that?
I enjoyed it.
I watched it the morning after. It was great. Hi, Katrina.
Big bless.
But I thought it was great. I thought it was really fun. Yeah, the dancing's great. Just good vibes. He is a pure being, so I would expect nothing less than pure vibes. So yeah, that was pretty fun. Anyway, here we go.
That's going to be the reading for you. So take the time now to make your selection. Pause the video if you need more time.
Nope.
And as always, timestamps are below.
Let's do it. Come on. Read me.
Okay, so group number 1, starting out with the mass agate. Now, first of all, this stone talks all about new beginnings.
Okay, so it
just
says,
kind of like refresh.
Take the time to pamper yourself or let others take care of you. That, you know what? Accurate so far. You may be in that situation.
Refreshing your soul so that you're able to see all the beauty around you. And it really just ties in very perfectly with this reading because 2020 is what I'm seeing. Whatever you guys are working on right now, like your abundance is blooming. Whatever it is you're starting right now or you've already been working on, it's going to continue to keep prospering. And I see this because it's like you guys are finally reaching that initial stages where you're just able to keep on growing and keep on going.
She does have kind of a raspy voice, but she doesn't look like she smokes harsh bark.
This energy of the 4.
Oh, wait, hold on. We got to see when she throws down the sacred clown card. What's the deal with that?
Right.
Very into
We also got
that.
the 4 of Cups. Sacred Clown and Ace of Pentacles. Again, look, a promise of a new beginning. You even got that in your moss agate. So, like,
Whoa,
I'm telling
a
you
new
guys, like, I
beginning,
feel like
huh?
right now, especially with this 4 of Cups, you might be a little bit, like, not pleased with the work or the results that you're seeing, or
These
maybe
cards
even,
are
like, love,
sick.
romantic options. It just feels like a little bit, like, boring. Like, there could be so much more for you. And you guys are
Yeah.
right,
Just
because I'm
wait.
seeing in 2020, you're getting out of this energy of the 4 of Cups of, just feeling like, kind of bored, just feeling like what's the point, like just not really happy with your results in love or whatever it is. You're getting completely out of that energy and you're going to learn that like
Sacred Clown, played by Jared Leto. We were watching a thing. What was that with the clown in the audience? It was about like astral projection, out of body experiences. I can't remember the guy's name. It's like Robert or Richard something. I don't know, but there was a clown in the audience. It was very funny, and the clown has followed us. I mean, look at these cards. That's kind of why I wanted to show this. I mean, there's the Starman, obviously like David Bowie, thing. I mean, wow, it's just incredible.
And you might have thought, okay, maybe this just isn't right for me. Maybe this isn't just.
Oh, Calvin Klein. Oh no. We just got Biebered.
Or you wanted to manifest something, but you doubted it.
Harsh.
And it's
Talk
like
about
you're going to
harsh.
realize in 2020 that this was the right path for you, that you just
Robert
weren't
Monroe,
completely
yeah, the
aligned just
Monroe
yet. Like there were
Institute.
some
That is
adjustments
correct.
you needed to make. And you're going to know exactly what these adjustments are. And
Yeah, talk
boom,
about
it's like
adjustments. Anyway, okay, so I picked a lot of stuff, but here's the thing. Let's just get into the thing that I really want to get into, which is this kid, Slim Grimmy. Now, I want to show that he does have in the description for this. He has spirit, spiritual, soul, energy, manifest, magic, law of attraction, higher self, love, light worker, frequency, the secret, intuition, grateful, peace, affirmations,
2019, 2020. Yeah, Happy New Year. Lower self, 222.
But this is one of these things. It doesn't come along often, even though there are, I'm sure, billions of opportunities like this, but it's so rare to find one. This is a young vlogger. This video has 12 views, and it blew me away. Let's
forgot to clear this thing off. I can't record it until later on. I'll be back. I'll fill everything in on what happened today for you guys. I forgot to set.
What? Okay, so he like renovates homes or something. So that's what the videos always start with, but then they get real vloggy.
Remember all that I did here today. I woke up and I published my August 3rd video, so that should finally be up. The one thing I did forget to do though was render my August 4th video, so I gotta do that literally right now. I have that rendering. And that's gonna kind of cuck me because I'm gonna have to wait for that to be done rendering before I can start editing.
So, yeah, he often talks about the videos he makes.
Specifically thinking about like me becoming huge, like becoming a spiritual influencer and like helping the planet. And then we rolled up.
So, we need to go back a little bit. He wants to be a spiritual influencer, which is great.
It's like I'm sitting there daydreaming, but then I myself will come back and like cut the daydream off with like an answer, because we all have the answers. So whatever your daydream is, your daydream comes from like the divine, and it holds answers for you in the present moment. So whenever I daydream about stuff, it's to get me in alignment. So I have to focus on what I'm thinking, then snap out of it and focus on what is in front of me. That is how you get in tune with the matrix and actually like control your fucking surroundings and not.
I just really like this guy. We'll get further in, but I mean, I'm curious to hear your first impressions of this person, because for me it really was like, I feel like I grew up. I feel like this guy was in the same 8th grade class as me, and his Adderall well spent. Yeah, but there's more. He has a lot to say about the Matrix and spiritual things, but then there's a lot more going on, and we're gonna see a lot of that in this video.
Be controlled. So I was thinking that, I'm like, all right, I gotta just stay grounded and physical. And I was specifically thinking about like me becoming huge, like becoming a spiritual influencer and like helping the planet. And then we rolled up on we were smelling gas as we were going down the road. We rolled up behind a truck, and this fucking truck, underneath the truck, the only reason I don't really know why I felt the need to explain what I just explained, because it really doesn't correlate with this truck, besides the fact that I didn't get it on video. Actually, yeah, it does correlate fucking a lot, because if I'm trying to make it big on YouTube, I want to have entertaining content, and to me this was entertainment. I should have had the presence of mind to whip the camera out and record what happened. So basically, we rode up behind a truck on the highway.
Also, I do sort of have a guess as to where he's from. He's in Canada somewhere. I've heard about this, the way people say bud, fucking bud, and he kind of talks like that. So that's my guess. I know we do have some viewers from from Canada. Who maybe could talk about specifically where that comes from. But I also love that. I find that very entertaining. Fuck, bud. Hey, fuck, bud.
Tons of cars. There's a car right behind them. So like, here's a truck. There's 2 lanes, okay? In this lane, there's a truck, and then there's a car behind them. And then there's a bunch of cars in front and behind them. Then there's a bunch of cars in front of me, behind me. But I'm about like 2 cars.
Driving.
There's about 2 cars in front of me. And then there's that car behind the truck in the right lane. If that makes sense. So like, here's a truck. I'm further back. So I can see the truck in the right lane. And I look, we're smelling this gas. So I look underneath this fucking truck. It literally looks like somebody fucking put a big hole in his gas tank or something. This dude's fucking oozing. He's oozing gas, dude. He sat there for about 10 seconds, and it looked like there's 2 water bottles full of, like somebody just took 2 water bottles.
Okay, and what is that? What is in that bottle? I've never seen such an opaque liquid. What is it?
Dumped it on the road. Like, that's how much liquid was on the road. So he's going down the road. If I was a car behind him, I would have beeped.
Yeah.
And like opened the window, or like
Big blessed
been like, "Hey, bud, you're fucking leaking bad." But
there it was. He said the bud thing.
Going down the road. If I was a car behind him, I would have beeped, and like opened the window, or like been like, "Hey, bud, you're fucking leaking bad." But the car didn't do nothing. Nobody around him said nothing. That's what pisses me off. Like, I wasn't close enough to be able to alert his attention without like causing a major scene because I was further behind. It's fucked up. Like, why wouldn't you fucking let that dude know? And then what's really fucked up is he turned onto the turnpike while he's like oozing gas. He's losing so much gas, so he's about to go flying down the turnpike and literally run out of gas and be fucked. I guarantee that person might literally be on the turnpike right now without gas. It's like crazy. Yeah, it's wild. I don't know. So, like, talking about that. You believe I recollected all my day so far?
I believe I recollected all my day.
This is what YouTube is all about, for me.
I know he wants to be an influencer, but I hope it always stays like this. There is a part where he starts to talk about the Matrix. I believe it's...
What the fuck happened? Then I clicked file location, put it to where I always...
He's just talking about... He edits a lot, too. He actually works, like, really, really hard. I respect that.
24/7, we have a voice in our head. This voice in our head is literally... It's what's playing my voice in your head. What? That's trippy, ain't it? You being able to hear things, like hearing other people's voices in your head, that is your voice doing that. We have a third eye, and this third eye is the all-seeing eye. It sees through all bullshit. It sees all truth. Point blank period. All truth, and it can see when things are negative and things aren't in alignment with the universe. So right now, this voice is in your head. And quite simply put, you talk to yourself all the time. Who?
You know, and like there's Hot Wheels hanging up on the wall behind him. You know, yeah, like he works on houses, but then he's just got like this drywall. Later you'll see some of his family, and you know, and if this isn't what you're interested in, I completely
understand.
But this is kind of the most interesting thing I could find. I was looking for new age YouTuber beefs, but as you would expect, those are not super easy to find. Because they try not to be negative. I don't know. There's whatever. There's a lot going on there. I did find some stuff. I know, you know, another thing too. You search like New Agers exposed, and it gets dark pretty quick. Like Muji assaulted me, or you know, like it's just stuff that's not really very funny. This kid, on the other hand, I can really support this kind of content.
Who here watching this video doesn't think to themselves about like just anything? Every single one of us daydreams, and that is the key to finding your higher self. Never quit your daydream. Your daydream leads you to you as long as you can tap in tune with what's truly going on. You have to realize something. We were all programmed to believe certain things since we were born. You have to be able to discern and like just have a clean plate, as if you're restarting right now with no bullshit, nobody else's energy being planted into you. It's simply you with the current moment, and it's simply you with Earth. Simply you are in tune with Earth. So we have the ability to do quite literally anything we want. We just have to be able to send a clear picture to the universe and then move with confidence, Godfidence, 100%
Godfidence.
faith that whatever we believe in is going to happen. Because the future is a reality you can step in if you take the right direction and actually act on your dreams, okay? So snap out of it. Your higher self is always dreaming for you. Whatever your dream life is, that is your higher self. You can have those things that you dream of so passionately for. Now, some things aren't meant to happen. People have limited character development due to other people's things. So people might think they're dreaming of something that it's really not because of somebody else planting that idea into their head. So what you need to do right now to get in tune with your higher self, you quite simply need to sit down and realize that you are a powerful spiritual being. You have the ability to...
Right, yeah, it always does boil down to materialism, as Margot has pointed out. Yeah, no, I like this kid too. I am really not, not getting down on Slim Grimmy.
New day, new vlog, gotta go.
It seems we have a problem. It seems we...
So yeah, it always starts with whatever work he did that day. Tiles. He does a lot of work with tiles. And this one, he talks about the Matrix.
To walk on the ground job I was doing, dude, that's crazy. So, do you mind if I walk on this? I'm like, yeah, it's alright, bud. Just avoid the lines.
Bud.
Because
Yeah, it's alright, bud.
I'm stepping into a time period where all I have to do is act, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to start dropping some very, very deep truth. Yelling out loud, making sure the whole world hears it. I'm going to get me and my boy E on that shit through the podcast. That's how we're going to drop most of the spiritual wisdom, but like there's so much in this world that people need to be aware of. Like the movie The Matrix, man, it's real. It's real, bro. They want us to be part of robots. You think I'm crazy? You say that when the aliens probe you, but what? I don't know. The last part may not be the case. But legit, dude, we're in a reality to where we are headed towards AI being in control of humanity, and I do not like that fact. We all do not like that fact. That's a soul we need to not do this shit. We need to change, bro. We need to head towards spiritual healing, holistic life. Smile. Oh, no. I'm really bamboozling him with the moves today, but
He's like he's got a lizard.
But yeah, man. Today I went to. Pretty sure I already said this, but I went to work.
I love him. Okay, well, only one more video. Really, he makes music. Let's watch his music just quickly. Won't spend a lot of time on it.
It's about time that I truly do go and spread this vibe. I really do feel so damn alive. I came up from nothing and continue to rise. I'll keep this one simple. I'm building a temple. You'll peak. I fight on for the people so they can feel peace. Aura like a steeple. You look up at me. Nobody is equal. I'm simply unique. In this fight there is evil, but good's what I seek. So I shine like the metal. I keep eyeing you down to see what you're truly about. You should flee. There's no doubt that I'm higher than these. So I show them out. Although I want to see if I ran and now you shut down like all my dreams. And I'm so fucking tired of this. You're so fucking stupid, bitch! Why don't you get what goes on in your head? Take a step to the step before you rest with dread on it. You will not win what goes on in your head before you rest with dread. Take a step to the step what goes on in your...
That's cool. He's getting it out, But okay, so here's his no-fap video, and I didn't even get very far into this, but you gotta see how it starts. So it's about not masturbating. It's about stopping the masturbation. But you gotta see how it starts.
Oh no, it's gonna die, bro. Why didn't I charge the camera last night? Idiot. Alright, I have to get this on video. Grandma's spaghetti sauce shines a light on my world, dude. So
I mean, that's so nice. But I thought this video was about masturbating, but it starts about his grandma's spaghetti sauce, and it's not a euphemism.
Good. So good. Look at it. Here's breakfast of champs, dude. Swiss cheese, bread, grandma's beautiful tomato sauce. Literally the best ever. It's like this hits perfect, like, just good sauce. Then like 30 seconds later, boom, like a garlic aftertaste. It's so good. Look at this beauty.
There's grandma. There's her sauce.
Oh my god, look at that. Woo, woo. Like, oh, it's so good. It's in the process still. It just tastes so good. Right now I can just drink it. That's like what I'm gonna do. It's literally what I'm gonna do. Look at the beautiful. What? You're literally shining. Whoa. I'm getting out of here. Yeah. She's got a glow. She's really glowing, dude. It's an angel. Bad vibes.
It's really good stuff. It's hard to find stuff like that, man. I don't know. It finds you when you really. All right. So anyway, I was trying to find New Age beefs. But you just find a lot of like people being exposed as frauds. So there's this guy. Maybe you'll recognize him. I think he's kind of a big deal. There's a Vice piece on him. Very, very much a cult leader type.
Hey friends, welcome back. This is the first lesson of the Infinity Course. In the Infinity Course, we're going to take you as far or as deep as we can possibly take any creature of existence. We're going to discover and explore what it's like to intuit, to realize the absolute, or the infinite one, or simply the one, or infinity. And I think the best way...
All right, in the chat, we got Jason talking about how Inanna had a beef with the entire town of Mount Shasta for pee drinking and made a video. Man, I watched some Inanna videos, and yeah, I don't know. She kind of bummed me out because she's all QAnon-y. So I don't know. I will watch it. I'll watch whatever you send me. I'll watch anything. I will watch anything you send me. All right. But yeah. Anyway, but I found this guy kind of interesting.
And not the things that appear and disappear. And all the other subtleties that come with that particular message, with that particular realization.
Because he never really says anything.
After about, say, 4 years of really being fully engaged with that, really being fully, quote-unquote, realized or being able to recognize that fully, something happened.
Hey,
I
big
became
bless.
tired.
I gotta move that.
Awareness.
Move that really quick.
I became tired of being. I became tired of being present all the time. I became very exhausted, in fact. It felt exhausting to me to even assert the idea or the feeling that there is an I am, that there is the sense of presence. So even resting as awareness became uninteresting to me, even though it had already become very natural and automatic.
Yeah, so he doesn't say much, but some of his other videos, you really, really get the cult vibe. Yeah, the Call of Humanity, for example. The last channel was Slim Grimmy. Yeah.
You are naturally by nature radiant.
Naturally by nature,
practice becoming radiant and giving. You don't have to become able to send love and light. You are all the time in the center of your being. So relax the body, relax the mind, return to center with the natural intent.
You know, so anybody can buy stock footage, so that's a problem that we face in 2020. But this is what he's really like.
Hey guys, so I just made this post today saying something along the lines of, hi.
Right, like, isn't that, I don't know, I'd be embarrassed if I was like making a video and somebody saw me. I don't know. People, we need more shame, all right?
When we chase experiences, when we're obsessed with experience, attention on experiences, seeking experiences, avoiding certain experiences, trying to gain other experiences.
Say experiences again.
We lose sight, sense, feeling, and knowledge of what we are. And what we are is not in the senses, it's not in the experiences. Not in the way that we chase them anyway. As the essence of the experiences, as the basis of these self-appearances that you call experiences.
That gaze, you know, it's yeah, that's a little nutty. Anyway, I mean, there's not really a whole... This guy, he has these big, whatever, seminars, and he tries to make them look like big parties and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, isn't this stuff supposed to challenge you in some way? Or, I don't know. if all it does, this is something. Let's check in with Bob the psychic. One thing I heard as a young man that stuck with me as Dave Bazan. I saw David Bazan, and he said, if all it does is grease the rails for the shitty person that you already are, is it really good art? And so let's check in with Psychic Bob. I like Psychic Bob's stuff. And that's too loud for you, sorry.
Well, good evening, Tubies. It's Lord Iceon. I'm just putting on my sacred veil because we're going to have a late night walk, you know? And
This is my favorite Bob content, when he leaves the house.
happy Lunasa to all of our Wiccans and pagans. All right, let's go on along before it's too late. Come on. Well, Tubies, I'm outside. It is an amazing night. The air's cooled down, and look what our moon is high.
Like, again, like, you know, living in this person's neighborhood and seeing him do this outside that'd be pretty fun. That's
In
a
the
trip.
sky, got a full, almost full, just a slight bit off full moon. I checked my calendar. I remember the exact date, but we're almost there. Look at that. Isn't that magical? Wow.
He loves the moon. Let's see him roam around the neighborhood at night.
We're getting the bountiful supply of the earth, all the
We see Pleiadian ships.
All right, well, take a drink every time we see a Gaia ad, unfortunately.
bowls. This is when the ancients
Here we
would
go.
start gathering their harvest. And so we have three festivals. We have
bless.
this one, which is the first, which is Lunasa. The second harvest festival is Mabon. That will be in September at the autumnal equinox. And then the third one is Samhain at the end of the Celtic year, October 31st. So this is the first, as I said, of the harvest festivals. And so it's an honoring of the sun god.
That sibilance
right now, the
is,
sun lord is shifting his energy.
harsh.
He's starting to age, and he's starting to decline. And we'll notice that our days are getting just a little shorter. Not significantly, but a little. We're still got the heat of summer.
Like, how many New Age videos just turn into weather reports? It doesn't take long. What's he doing with... Whoa, what is that? Oh, did he just bring out... Oh, is he scrying? He may be scrying.
Going with the buildings and trees. I can't get it exactly. But, wait a second, I might have just got it. Or is that the street lamp? Let's see if we can get the moon in. I think that's the moon in the mirror.
Fuck, bud. I don't know.
There it is. Now, I think it's the smaller one. The big one's a street lamp. But do you see the white dot? That's the moon. Up there it is. That's
Awesome,
it's kind of
Bob.
splitting refraction because the way the camera and the glare of the lens. There's our moon. Look, we got the moon. All right, there's the moon in the glass. And there's the moon in the sky. Look at that. Can you see that, guys? Isn't that something?
That's
Hail
pretty
the
cool,
moon mother.
Bob.
So there we go, from sky down to glass. You got to admit, that's pretty cool.
What happens if
The
you do
witches
it?
of old knew that
to the
to
street
empower their ritual tools that bring them under the moonlight would empower them. Now, this mirror, just so you know, is done in silver with black glass. It's called a scrying mirror.
Right,
So we're
right,
going
yeah,
to just
okay.
sit tonight and gaze into our scrying mirror and see what there is to see.
Yeah, okay, well, I don't really want to watch you do that, Bob.
Runs in cycles. There will be times of joy and times of fear. But through it all, if you hold to me fast, you shall weather all the storms of this life. She said, remember that you came into this life to grow your souls, to experience, to know, to uncover, and to discover.
I like that. I like that when somebody's getting deep and A truck goes by.
You're never alone on your journey. I am your great and ancient mother. Call me by whatever name you will.
Just leave it at call me.
Though I am
Give me a
known
call.
here as also Isis. That is my true name. But the name that you know, you may call me by it as well. And now what I'm seeing is that she's again raising her hands over me and imparting a blessing. And she says, receive my silver light. Let it infuse into you. And know that you're given power. Power to see, to know, and to walk the ways of the wise.
Oh, bless.
And she says, blessings I pour upon all here tonight who have gathered. All of you are
Well,
getting
there we
blessed
go,
by
everybody.
Isis.
We all just got
I'm
blessed,
saying
huh?
thank you to her. Thank you, gracious mother. Thank you.
Pretty cool. We all just got blessed.
And now she's stepping back and her form is shifting. It's like she's fading.
Anybody here
ever
actually been blessed? We got any
got any good stories about getting blessed? I mean, like receiving a blessing. I received a blessing once. Let me take a sip. Let me take another sip.
Hey guys, Steve here.
We're gonna look at Steve. Let me take a sip, and I'll tell you a story about when I was blessed. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yes. So, yeah, bless Bob. Yeah, every time I sip, my form has to catch up. There we go. I received a blessing from a female, yes, a christening is a bless, from a female priest, some kind of church, I'm not sure, in San Francisco, but I used to encounter this woman from time to time. She was very kind. She'd come get her coffees before her, whatever her priestly duty was. It was like a Catholic church, but obviously not Catholic. But she wore the little collar and everything. And one time she came in to this cafe where Chopo was working. Chopo knows karate and was in the military for 40 years, but Chopo also worked at a cafe in San Francisco. And this woman came in, and I told her that I was moving, and she offered me a blessing. And so, of course, I accepted. And it was a very nice blessing. I mean, keep in mind, this was while I was working and in front of a cafe full of people. And I kind of thought maybe she would just like touch my shoulder and like bless me. But she had a lot to say. And she, she did the cross with the spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch thing. And offered me a good long blessing about, keep an eye on our son and protect our son and may he succeed. And, I have no affiliation with this woman's faith or anything, but I tell you, it just feels good to have somebody, pretty much a stranger, look you in the eyes and wish you the best. So if Psychic Bob wants to get that from a moon mirror, from a street lamp reflection in a moon mirror, I say, hey, get blessed. Now, does anybody know about this guy? This is, what's his name? Stephen Bancars. He's an ex-New Ager turned Christian. So that's good news. Let's get into this, huh?
Some of you may know me as being the creator of the Facebook page and website called Spirit Science and Metaphysics.
Oh, big bless,
And some of you may know me as being an admin and author on the Spirit Science Facebook page and website.
Oh, big bless,
If you've been following me
Carl.
on social media recently, you'll know that I've completely renounced the New Age. I'm no longer writing New Age articles, and I'm actually a born-again Christian.
Okay, yes, in the comments, Margot points out, it's nice to offer. Yes, consent is important in the blessing. Absolutely.
Christian now, so I just want to share with you, my story, my testimony, and basically what happened. So I was actually born and raised in a Christian household. I grew up going to church pretty regularly, but I never considered myself to be a Christian. It was just something that I was exposed to and familiar with, but it was never something that was an active reality in my life. My journey down the rabbit hole really started when I was in high school, when I first saw an episode of Ancient Aliens on the History Channel. And
See, I told you. Have I given this theory that Ancient Aliens was a huge gateway drug for so many people to get into just all kinds of wacky business? But as you'll see, this guy is just really into a different kind of wacky business now.
And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a television show that presents all the evidence that ancient man was visited in the past by extraterrestrials who they thought were, gods descending down from the sky. So this completely blew my mind and called into question, the biblical worldview that I had been raised with. So I started to research aliens obsessively, and I bought the first 3 seasons of Ancient Aliens and watched them through, front to back, over and over and over again. I also started researching things like channeling, astral projection, hidden knowledge, spiritual science, mysticism, and all this stuff. And what started off as study turned into practice, and I started practicing things like tarot card reading, meditation, lucid dreaming, astral projection. And during this time, I was also in school studying to be a philosophy major. And so,
bless you, surreal chemist.
when you're having, out-of-body experiences and in school studying
that is the thing about his teeth looking computer generated. I don't know why. Every video I've seen of him, it almost looks like he has some kind of... He's got something on his teeth. I don't know what the deal is.
Philosophy, the idea of Christianity just seems naive and childish, and I used to look down on Christians as being, thoughtless and intellectually inferior, I guess. But the problem was, in my studies, I would see near-death experiences, people giving testimonies of having seen Jesus in heaven, in the afterlife, or having seen hell, and then Jesus pulled them up out of hell. And whenever they would tell their story, they would be in tears, they'd be crying, and I would cry. I would be moved from their testimony.
Invisalign,
so I was,
yeah.
Really into the New Age, and I'm really into philosophy, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, there's something unique and different and special and pure and holy about Jesus, and I couldn't put my finger on it, and I couldn't reconcile it with what I was researching and experiencing in the New Age.
So we've got retainer, we've got new tongue piercing. All of the above. Hey, all of the above.
So I just basically kind of put it on the back shelf, but I always knew there was something different to the person of Jesus. And then after about 4 to 5 years of research, I started a Facebook page in November of 2012 called Spirit Science and Metaphysics. It blew up pretty quick. I started to connect with other admins from other Facebook pages. We would share each other's stuff. Before long, you're up at, 250,000 likes. And around this time, Jordan from the Spirit Science YouTube series reached out to me, said that he liked my research and my page and that he wanted to connect. So we had a work partnership for a while.
What kind of research did you do?
We also had a friendship. He was, one of my best friends online. And in January of 2014, I launched my website, spiritscienceandmetaphysics.com, which some of you may be familiar with. And because of all of the Facebook pages I had connections to, my website was a huge success. I was getting about...
I worked with a guy who ran one of these. I won't say what his was called, but it was like a self-improvement thing. He would just repost videos of Will Smith, saying motivational stuff. And he had 1 million followers or whatever. And man, this guy was a clown. Whatever. You don't have to be smart to do this, I guess.
150,000 to 250,000 website views a day. And I had articles that were, just going viral. So I was basically making a killing for myself off of ad revenue. And so being 22 years old, I went out and bought myself a sports car. And, greed and materialism had a really big hold on my life. I was obsessed with making money. To be honest, I thought that this was God rewarding me for serving humanity. I felt like by teaching New Age doctrine, I was actually helping humanity awaken.
It is pretty dark. But then you're like, oh, okay, cool. So, whatever, maybe now you're a better person, but no.
Do you believe somebody could be trained potentially to sense information?
Yes.
Not by reading.
So this is the stuff that he makes now. Which I guess is better.
Have you ever wondered why some books or objects feel inherently Hindu, or inherently pagan, or inherently esoteric? The reason is because these objects and books and tools...
Yeah, man, if you were making money, why you gotta make all these videos in your car, man? I don't know. Maybe, you know what? I bet I bet it's just really humanizing. I bet
They are
I bet these car videos perform better or something.
charged with a spiritual frequency that matches the delusion that powers are trying to create in the spiritual realm. And by holding on to these things, we are creating a bridge between these supernatural realities, what the Bible calls heavenly places that are ruled by demonic principalities, and our life, our home.
So he's just changed his angle to Christianity instead of like New Age stuff. Because there's probably more money in it, really.
We're seen by demonic authorities. And so the question we should be asking ourselves is, what is a Shiva idol connected to in the spirit? What is a book like The Journey of Souls connected to in the spirit realm? What spiritual ties are there between this book and the spiritual powers that the Bible talks about in the book of Ephesians? The Bible says we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers.
Whereas he talks about demons later, and it's pretty fun. Get some demon speak.
Statues, Hindu idols, dragons, fairy, elves, pagan gods, Greek mythology statues. There's a reason why idol worship is equated with demon worship in Revelation 9:20 and Deuteronomy 32:17. You're going to want to get rid of is crystals. Crystal balls, crystal wands.
Here we go. Yeah. This is the part I like.
Hang on. The next thing you're going to want to get rid of is crystals. Crystal balls, crystal wands, crystal jewelry, crystal stones, anything that's been used for divination, spiritism, and witchcraft. I'll do a whole video on crystals another time, but there's a reason why they're in every single metaphysical shop. So just chuck them. You're going to want to get rid of clothing items with pagan symbols, anything with all-seeing eyes or the flower of life, anything with a witchcraft symbol on it or an esoteric symbol. You're going to want to get rid of CDs, like meditation music, chanting, any music with occult, satanic, or esoteric themes. You're going to want to get rid of tapestries, jewelry, posters, movies and DVDs, trinkets, masks, dream catchers, incense, sage, pendants, anything like this. These things all play a role in opening up your spirit to being yoked, to being spiritually oppressed and energized in a delusion about who you are, about who God is, and about how spirituality works. They create ties between your consciousness and the principalities that have been set over these practices and over these worldviews, which makes it harder for you to see the truth because it's like having an extra set of blinders over your eyes. There's a really interesting scripture in Acts 19, verse 19.
Yeah, that's a bummer. But anyway, about demons, let's figure out if we've been hexed. Really into the YouTube witch community is always entertaining.
Your week's been going well since I saw you last week. Today it is organic oolong tea by Bird Pick.
Sorry, you gotta shout out the tea.
And herb.
Yeah.
I've mentioned them before. I really like
big
them.
bless,
that
Chris
rose tea,
Copley.
I think about it all the time, especially in the summer. Like some really good iced sun tea made out of that rose tea. I could get down with that. Anyway, I decided to pop in today and kind of make a part 2 of Have I Been Hexed? I've been getting a lot of questions of, well, that's great. I'm really glad that most likely I'm not hexed, but what if I am? And
Hey man, I'm really glad that I'm most likely not hexed, but what if I am? Could you help me out with that, with if I am hexed?
I didn't cover that. Why did I not cover that? I don't know, because it would have been a longer video and I felt like maybe you guys wanted shorter videos, but so far I've been getting feedback saying that you guys like my long videos, which is nice. Let me grab my notes because I got notes. Okay, so like I said, this is part 2 because a lot of people have been asking me, okay, well, what if I have been hexed? Or maybe you haven't even been hexed, but there's just a lot of negative energy running around, which happens, when a lot of bad things happen. You get stressed and there's negative energy, or, there's a lot of fights going on, or conflict, or whatever, and you just kind of want to, clear that out. So I think I've kind of put it all down into 4 simple steps. Look at me trying to categorize and not just ramble and make it a whole thing. Yeah, let's say that you've actually been sent some ill intentions by somebody, or just really bad or negative has been lingering around you and you just kind of want to get rid of that. The first step is to just cleanse everything, clean everything, clear it out, and banish anything that is lingering around you. There's a lot of different ways to do that. You can
banish. That's a good, I don't hear that word enough. Banish. Hey, are we ever gonna finish these leftovers? You ever gonna eat this? You ever gonna finish this kebab in the fridge? Nah, banish it. I don't want it. It's soggy.
Literally just Google simple cleansing spells, simple banishing spells, simple ways
Yeah, my whole
to
life is a
cleanse
hex.
spiritually.
All right.
Honestly, there are endless ways to do this. Really just up to preference. I know that the very popular way is to use sage. I actually don't like the smell of sage when it's burnt. I like the smell of sage when it's a spray, but I don't like burning sage. It's very intense to me, and many other practitioners I've found view it more as kind of like a spiritual bleach. Not that that's a bad thing, it's just it's very intense. So instead of just getting rid of all the negative energy, sage seems to be getting rid of also the positive energy. So it kind of just leaves this big empty space.
It's like you can just make up whatever you want. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's fun. This is a popular channel too, The Witch of Wonderlust, but that was an early video. I always like finding the early videos because they're usually not so well put together. But it's just like a vlog thing. But it's like whatever. All right, cool. You're a witch. I get. I don't know. Why do I have this attitude towards witches? I guess just because it's like what does it mean? I don't know. Like this is just a vlog. Like it's hard. Okay, I think I know why I don't get the witch thing. All right, because I've read a book about that touched on things like the Salem witch trials, and it seems to me that the term witch was kind of just invented to, what do you call it? Oppress women, but also kill them. I don't know if there's a word for that, but also just kill them and, reinforce your, religion maintain control over people or something. I don't know. So then when I see somebody on YouTube like, yeah, man, I'm a witch, I'm kind of like, man, like one thing I read in that book about why they would burn witches is because in the Bible it says that Jesus doesn't like bloodshed, but burning people isn't mentioned. So you can burn people. I don't know. Modern witchcraft was created in the 1940s in the UK. So maybe it's a totally different thing that I just don't know about. But I just, I don't know. And yeah, well, maybe it's a whole thing of like, yeah, maybe that's why it was invented to kill ladies for no reason. But now it's a different thing and people have reclaimed it. And that's cool, I guess. But then I see it on YouTube and I'm like, well, all right. I guess that's cool. I'm going to get a Gaia ad from it. You know, who really benefits from your reclamation? Mark Zuckerberg or whoever runs YouTube. I don't remember. I'm getting salty. Shouldn't be so salty.
Was a psychologist in the early 1900s, before psychology was actually considered a science. He used the term the shadow to refer to traits of a person, of personalities, of thoughts, of people, of the things that we don't want to claim about ourselves. He states the shadow to be the dark side of the personality, the negative side, but in reality that's not how he portrays it, it's the way we view it. So really the shadow is...
So then I watched some of this video, it's kind of just about like, I don't know, just like writing in a journal about stuff that makes you unhappy.
1951. So he goes on to state that the shadow comes out in things like moral urges or dreams, strange fears. Think of situations when you look back and you think, why did I say that? Or why did I do that? Or why?
But how is this witchcraft though? This sounds more like therapy.
Why did that in particular thing get to you? That's the little tiny seed that starts everything. It's finding those patterns of different situations, but that one same thing, and understanding you have that pattern and seeing it. So meditation is a really good way to do that.
Yeah, like meditate. Yeah, I mean this is just as new age as anything else. Right, yeah, it did have a lot to do with the killing pagans too, right? It was all kind of just about like control, church controlling stuff, and then whatever. Of course, targeting women was the easy thing to do. But whatever, I should learn more about that before talking about it. I just think that the stuff I see on YouTube, which is of course a great representation of any movement or ideology, the stuff you see on YouTube, I just think it's a little silly. We got some suggestions earlier. What else? Oh yeah, Carl Jung is great. I like all the phallic imagery is just great. That sounded sarcastic, but I actually really do. I've read some of his stuff about like having a dream about seeing a big phallus on a throne and say, like, wait, what's that about? Which I love it. Somebody did recommend something earlier. See if I can find it. Right. Okay. Yeah. Jason Louv. Interested to hear what people think about that guy. I think he's fun to listen to, but I don't know. Nothing really grabbed me from that guy too much. Witches on TikTok. Man, I won't even touch TikTok. But I'm sure there's some hilarious stuff on there. David Wilcock, somebody, Jason Gillis. Jason, you come through with great suggestions. They're just sometimes a little too hot for me. David Wilcock, he was on Ancient Aliens, right? Yes. Oh man. Right, yeah. David Wilcock. I'm not getting a lot of him on YouTube. Maybe I can find his channel. Oh yeah, and you know what? I should just do this whenever I'm looking for stuff. What do we got? Yeah. Sigils. Chaos Magic. Yeah, man, I think, I bet Chaos Magic is fun. But I'm also like, sometimes I hear people talk about it, and they're like, talking about like how it's like scary, and like scary stuff happens, and it's like you wouldn't believe the crazy things that start happening to you when you practice that. And I don't buy it at all. I don't believe it. Whatever. I just don't think it's true. I've never done it. But yeah, I would do it. That's fine. Wow, yeah, let's get into David Wilcock. What an interesting looking man. And of course, first there is a Gaia ad. Here we go. Let's get into some David Wilcock. DivineCosmos.com. They leave a lot of headroom.
That looks like we're live. And we're going.
There we go. It is the Polish library, Keith. I'm glad you picked up on that. There we go. Chaos magicians just like to fuck. I believe it.
All right.
Now
Wow.
that's something.
After seemingly
Now that's something I would believe. I believe that. I don't need to see any proof of that. I 100% believe that chaos magicians are just all horned out.
insurmountable odds, we are live again, and we lost YouTube Live potentially for 3 months. We are currently involved in a private situation to try to get that resolved. We are dealing with...
That's something that happened. I saw that a few channels talking about that. They got like some 90-day bans. I wonder what he did. Also, I like his new teeth.
YouTube directly, and
Those
we are
some
trying to
good new
mitigate
teeth.
whatever has happened. There will be more to report on that, but it is potentially a very serious legal issue right now, so we are not going to be talking about that any further until we get more down the road on that process. Then we tried to do Facebook Live, and I made an announcement. And before we got that announcement, we put the announcement out.
Chopo's in
Everything
London.
looks good, and then Facebook has a nationwide blackout, and we lost the ability to do Facebook. So we told you guys it was going to be on Facebook. We lost that. And because of the possibility, however silly this might sound to you, that this was some sort of active interference of our ability to do what we do, I continued forward and we got Periscope going, but we only were able to do it at the very last minute.
Oh, this is from March of 2019. Oh, I thought this would have been like some coronavirus misinformation stuff.
So there's a whole bunch of settings that we have to do here in order to get it to work right. We didn't understand that, so it took a little time to get started.
Got banished to Periscope. Oh no, pal.
But now we're here, and everything is good. I also did not want to do this broadcast yet because I have temporary veneers on. And that means that my teeth are in the process of being overhauled. And so right now I have the cheap and fake looking veneers on before the good ones come. So before all the haters get started, I was thinking about not doing any camera work until this was fixed. But we are working on it anyway because of the timing of our launch and the delay of these veneers. Now you have to understand, if you take on the cabal like I do, it causes a lot of anxiety. And one of
This is really good. Wow. Jason, big ups for the David Wilcox suggestion. Wow, this is paid off in the first 2 minutes, like really, really well. Yeah.
the things that actually happened when I went to the dentist was I found out that I had ground all the enamel off of my molars on both sides of my mouth, but particularly over here. And you could see that in the broadcasts because literally like the whole chewing surface on this side of my mouth was greatly worn down. Now, of course, that means there's going to be ridicule and so forth, but what we had to do ultimately is I had to get an overhaul where I get what's called onlay veneers so that I can restore the chewing surface in my mouth, and you have to do the whole mouth. So
I'm just getting a dental rundown on this guy.
I don't want to strike a blow against the dental industry, but I will tell you that the process of getting the teeth prepared and getting these put on was 300% more painful than any other pain experience I've ever been through in my entire life.
300%.
And I have had one day of 9 hours in the chair, one day of 7 hours in the chair. I just had to go again yesterday. Hopefully sometime next week I'm going to get the permanent ones on. It does make my voice lisp a little bit, but this is a very temporary situation, and the other ones will look a lot better. But you know, we have to move forward. There's so much to talk about. We don't have time to delay. So
the timing of that lower third there. Best-selling author needed complete dental overhaul.
So there you have it. All right. So what we're going to do in this episode of Twitter Periscope, if it'll actually keep working, which it looks like it is we're going to be talking to you about the overall concept of ascension. Now, this is a very sensitive subject for me. It's a subject that I've spent most of my entire career talking about. I take this subject very seriously.
Yeah, David Icke's no good.
If you watched the last video of mine that is still available on YouTube, I was going through many, many ancient prophecies talking about this upcoming event. And
Camera's not switching. Sorry, David. It's only staying on that camera, so the close camera.
The close camera is not switching?
No, like why would you not edit this? It's so easy. Oh man. Well, I appreciate all the stories about getting veneers in the chat. I'm sure okay, maybe it's not the best to laugh at this man for having the veneers, more laughing at him for explaining it. I think that's the funny part. Yeah, dental issues are the worst. Everybody knows that. It's that's a universal truth. You know what I mean? Tell me about it, okay?
Not switching to anything but the close camera on the live feed. I'm not. That's very, very strange. Okay, we're just coping with one problem after another. I mean, this is a fight to the death. It is a very serious war. You have no idea what we're going through. The amount of intense, crazy.
Man, I literally don't know what war he's talking about. This was 2019. Like what? This is early 2019. What are you talking about?
Craziness, the legal fights, having to call our attorneys, people advising me to take legal action. I mean, it's just crazy what's going on. So we're not going to do any legal action, but we are trying as hard as we can to get through this one day at a time. Anyway, I guess I'm stuck on this camera because none of the other cameras work. Very, very, very frustrating. I don't even know if my slides are going to work. We didn't expect we were going to do Twitter, but here we are. So we're going to go through the questions on the ascension process. And so the first question here, I don't know if...
Ascension process, okay. Yeah, I mean, if this takes a turn into QAnon, I probably won't play it, but it's tempting though, because of how tragically hilarious this is.
Will you be able to do the slides? You can't do the slides at all. Okay, so we got nothing. We got one camera angle, no slides. Very sorry about this, folks.
I got no teeth. I'm on Periscope. I got one camera angle and no slides.
So no, I'm gonna read them here. I got them. I mean, you could read them to me if you want. It's like, but I got the slides I can read. It's probably better if I do it this way because then I can read my questions.
Yeah, this guy is not very blessed at all.
Okay, so the first question
really
we have, and you're just going to have to deal with my eye line going over to the laptop. We have no choice. Would you characterize the recent takedown of the third video in your Ascension Prophecy mini docu-series as an attempt by the Cabal to suppress your message? The answer is I don't know. It's useful for them, and it appears to be something that has really caused us a lot of disruption. I didn't find out until a couple days ago that we're actually locked.
Yeah, man, I got a video for you where this
locked out of YouTube.
A young woman on YouTube will tell you how to get rid of this hex that you've clearly been under some harsh hexes.
YouTube for 90 days, even though they made new rules. Those rules only apply if you get hit by a regular upload, not a live stream. If you get hit on a live stream, you lose 3 months. So we are working with YouTube right now to try to remedy this and to try to remedy the attendant public issues that resulted. Now, the reason why this is so interesting, if you were one of the 657,000 that watched that video before it disappeared about a week later, is that I had mentioned how we had literally it was 5.98 million videos on YouTube that had David Wilcock, my name, in the title somewhere or in the description text. I made a point of mentioning this in my broadcast, and then we lost that. Most of those videos, it went from 5.98 million down to 250,000 roughly. Now the reason why that is significant is that put me in a category of maybe about 30 or 40 names on YouTube that were that highly engaged. Now, YouTube is a totally different ecosystem than regular Hollywood or regular celebrity. In other words, you have names that people outside of YouTube would never hear of. What happened? We're getting all our cameras now? Okay. So, I'm glad we at least got that working. So, anyway, let's see, do we have our slides? Can you cut to the slide?
At least we got that working.
Okay, great. So we were seeing some pretty weird stuff here, and first of all,
weird stuff. Yeah, getting a lot in the chat about the about how a lot of New Age people have gone to Trump. There's a that happens a lot, and this guy is a good example of that. I had a friend whose mom got really into ancient aliens, which involves this man, and now she's like all into Trump, and apparently this guy is too. Like there's definitely, that's one path, and then I don't know. Oh yeah, Carl, could you post that article? I would be interested to read it. I read one article about why New Agers, get into Trump, and or I don't know. It's all super depressing and super weird. It's just so strange. I don't know. Whatever. Hey, Jason Karubia. Hey, big Probably gonna call it quits for today, but a huge bless to everybody hanging out. It's been very good. DM it. I will read that. I'll read that article, all right? Yes,
I will.
Well, okay. Well, we got a little Thursday Boy stream coming on Thursday. Wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you know about that? Hopefully, I don't know what time. We'll figure out what time. But I don't know. It may be Little Thursday Boy operates on Pacific time. And that's fine. That's fine with me. I just watch it the next morning. Jason Karubia, big bless to your stream. I didn't know you had a stream. That's great, pal. I wish you the best. I wish you the blast. All right, yeah, seriously, a big bless. Let's go to historic Oroville.